And right there, we heard the jingles of the game about to start. First game of the cast. Let's get excited for Rainmaker on Sturgeon, Deep Blues versus Overpower. And we are seeing a blobber come out from Prod. I'm actually very surprised. And a tent umbrella coming out from the other side, the camo tent. Ooh, we might see some hammer play. We got a couple people wearing stealth jump, 2 people wearing stealth jump on Deep Blues. I'm actually excited to see them use that.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's trying to just win that pop. Deep Blues wins it overall.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sagging Hug goes down with that camo umbrella. That's 2 down for Overpower now. Derek being forced to back up. Loses, actually trades with Taylor. Marsh doing Marsh things, getting up there.
But they've got that tent to just stop him dead in his tracks. But it's not going to be enough. It will be.
They did push it to 65. They got that quick little push. What is it that, which point is it where it activates last ditch effort?
30. So 30 objective or the last 30 seconds, which it looks like we're going to see pretty quickly.
And Prod picking up, going off. Oh, the hammer and the heavy there to meet him. Someone gets yeeted.
And with 3 down on Deep Blues, it looks like Overpower is going to be able to take it back into mid and hopefully get something going to get a counter push.
Yeah, right now they need to focus on some map control. They got a couple specials at the ready on a Booyah Bomb. Unfortunately, the camo tent goes down. They really needed that to push. And unfortunately, 2 down. Overpower right now. Derek being forced into this corner. He's unfortunately might get, he's about to get rushed down by Taylor. And unfortunately gets
pushed off the map instead.
And Taylor getting picked off there. Right now, Deep Blues is just doing a really good job holding them back. Overpower trying to do their best to get out right now, firing missiles and doing all that stuff that they need to be doing, but it's just really hard against a team like Deep Blues where they have that coordination and play with each other so long.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that Overpower was missing in that in getting that push going, is just they didn't stay together enough. They kind of separated in mid and got picked off 1 by 1, which is what you do not want to have happen.
Ooh, and right now Marsh is on his own against this hammer, and the hammer unfortunately is not able to pick off the blobber or Taylor. Just around those corners, it's very hard to control. Taylor right now with his missiles at the ready. I think he's going to pop him out after he gets this pop. There he goes. Marks at least one of them.
To get a distraction going.
Yep. And unfortunately, Nicolo gets in there and gets the pick, but the missiles go out, and they are pushed back into their base. Marsh picking up the Rainmaker again. We're going to go ahead and, ooh, that wall placement, very sexy. I love it.
Yeah, but that tent is really strong in this hallway, so we'll see if they can get past it.
The tent did get nerfed, though. It's not as strong as it used to be.
Wow.
At the one.
Overpower's not dead yet.
Unfortunately, Overpower is 3 down. They are respawning right now, but the entirety of Deep Blues is up there. If one of them could sneak past there, and which March is trying to do, picks it up. But Prod's there trying to hold on. Prod needs to get there and jump out. Oh, he's not opting to jump out. He's trying to get the pop on it.
I mean, he's a free jump to his teammates if they can actually live through it, but it looks like
somebody did jump down. Marsh tried to jump in, but unfortunately gets taken out. Taylor and Dreas in the center now. They're going to be holding it down. Dreas there with the bucket, trying to pick off anybody from their ledge, but it looks like he's just opting to go back towards the center. This is a very action-packed game at the moment, and the map control with Deep Blues right now is so good. Like, the map is so purple on both sides.
Yeah, Overpower is just trying to find a way to get back in, but Deep Blues is not having it, not even letting them get out of their court.
Yeah, and the hammer does get a pick on Dreas there, trying to get up there and get a pick on Prod, but they unfortunately get taken down. Taylor's already in their base. Marsh there with the Rainmaker once again, going towards their snipe, or just
he might have. He almost fell off the map there.
Ooh, that boy. Now he's going to do Marsh things. I thought he was going to dodge that, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, I think he got stuck over on that the bridge in mid, and so he couldn't really get out of the way.
Yep. And so Derek getting taken down right now. Overpower was 2 down. Like, they're having a hard time staying alive, which against Deep Blues it's going to be an issue, obviously. The heavy's on the far left, though, and it does take out the Rainmaker. But Prod right behind them, taking them out with the blobber. Unfortunately, out of ink.
Yeah, that's always the problem on those grates, man.
Oh, and that looks like that camo tent might be caught off guard. Dreas goes in there with the baller. Prod getting taken out. Marsh getting taken out. Dreas, the last one in there, and he's holding it down for the most part.
Making some plays with that slosher. Holy cow.
This boy. Someone slow him down. Tries to get yeeted, but he says, no, I'm going to hide behind the wall.
He's just setting up camp in their court.
Oh, lordy, lordy. And Marsh kind of being the one in the back, being kind of like the general painter hanging around the Rainmaker. I think he's just waiting to see if anyone sneaks by. And Dr. Prod's pushed up into their plat. He's right there by their spawn, takes out Derek. Nicolo's trying to go for the Rainmaker. Fortunately, Marsh is there with the Toxic Mist, stops them before they can even pick up the Rainmaker. That was a really, really good game.
That was an exciting first match.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Ooh, and it looks like they're subbing in Day for the number 2.
Ooh, that's interesting. It's funny that they wouldn't go with Day for that first one. They would rather have Prod in with his blob.
Yeah,
but now, I guess we'll see what.
Yeah, here was that
map.
secondary push where Prod just got it into their podium, and unfortunately gets caught between the hammer and the heavy. And
not a good place to be.
like this is very unfortunate for the hammer because he was running around rosing there in that block, and unfortunately couldn't pick anybody off. Like he had the people just dodging left and right, and it was just really hard to get the ooh. I didn't even notice that during the game.
I think the baller actually shielded Marsh from getting killed there.
Oh,
and so he was actually able to live and get a couple extra points.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's when they pushed it to the 1, and it looks like Derek got that stray shot on him. And here we see Deep Blues doing what they're supposed to be doing, just keeping the pressure on. Dr. Prod staying up the top.
Doing what he could, but there was just too many people around him at that point.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with the second game. At the very end, we saw, like I said, March was kind of staying back. Looks like he was just waiting for someone to try to rush it down.
Yeah, just babysitting the Rainmaker at that point.
And then at that point when he saw someone trying to rush it, Toxic missed him. They're not going to get there in time. It's just going to be running out of ink, not going to be able to swim through their ink.
So it looks like Tower Control Snapper is going to be the next map, and I understand completely why they would sub Day in for that.
That is completely understandable. Snapper Canal being one of the biggest maps, if not the biggest map in the game.
Possibly, yeah.
It's either that one or Piranha Pit.
Yeah, I think Piranha has the largest turfable area, but like in terms of areas that you actually play in, Snapper is probably bigger.
Yeah, I agree because Piranha has those areas on the side that nobody really goes to. But we're about to see what happens here. Dave being a prominent sniper, we'll see if he brings out the sniper or jet. He's been playing the jet a lot recently as well.
For Tower Control, it might actually be more interesting for him, but he goes with the sniper anyway.
And I see Marsh playing the Umbrella. I don't think I've ever seen the Umbrella, see him play Umbrella, but I know that he's a very talented player, and if he just puts his mind to it, he could probably just make it work. I'm
interested in seeing what JM's going to do with that Hydra. That's an interesting pick for this map.
Yep.
But it might work with all that range.
And we see Day right there by the tower, being very pushed up.
Yeah,
and right there, Overpower going 3 down. And this is a good setup that I saw earlier between some matches with the Umbrella and the Sniper both on tower. The Umbrella blocks the shots. The Sniper's able to pick them off long range. Such good coordination. Really, really good combination of weapons to have on the tower to push.
Yeah, I just love seeing Marsh being such a great objective player, and then Day actually being the one that doesn't stay on the tower.
Right.
Which is what you don't normally see, is that you'd actually see the backliner riding the tower.
Yeah, and so, getting out by the skin of his teeth right there, Nicolo. The Hydra being a little bit covered in.
He's having a hard time.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of a hard time because the other team's just painting so much, and Day is hitting all of his shots, and it's making it really hard to be a Hydra right now. So with the Splat lane sniper fights, who do you think normally takes the fight, the win?
Okay, so in this case, the Charger will definitely take it against the Hydra just because they're faster than the Hydra.
Yeah.
Whereas a Heavy, you have a much better chance fighting against the Sniper because you can get those surprises on them, even if it's a little slower.
Yeah. And right there, we saw Deep Blues go 3 down. This might be the chance for Overpower to push up.
Yeah, you can see that Derek's already doing that, trying to get some paint going on their left side.
Yeah, and we see that the counter actually going down. We're gonna get past, I believe. We're going to get to the first checkpoint. We're going to see if they can get past it. The Hydra was on the tower. Oh, the baller coming in. Marsh hopping on the tower. Looks like they're going to be fine. Day did get taken out in that exchange, but he's fine. His teammates are pushed up. He's going to be able to come up behind them and support them as they need.
As they get back into the map. And now we're going to see Overpower and what their response will be as they try to stop Deep Blues.
Yeah, it looks like they're a little bit too spread out. Before, when they were defending, they were all on that lower left side when they were when Deep Blues was pushing, but it looks like they were a little bit too spread out. They still had one in mid, and now Deep Blues is taking advantage of that, and they're pushing past that checkpoint. If they get past this checkpoint, it's going to be And if they get past this checkpoint and they push up like they're doing right now, it's going to be very easy for them to take the lead.
Yeah, Dre's just going right up to their spawn saying, no, you know what? You're not even getting out to try and stop the tower.
Oh, that Hydra got saved by the spawn. It looks like he's going to go back in for it.
Oh, no, he forgot that Dre's was there with the baller. And that's a full wipe on Overpower, and it looks like it's going to be the end of the game for that.
This one. Day with the Manor Stingray at the end, shooting towards the spawn. Very good game on that side. We saw a good defense from Overpower at the beginning when they were pushing, when Deep Blues was pushing. Like I said, they were all more focused on the left side, and they were all kind of, they weren't clumped together, but they were just close enough together where all their specials and all their shots mattered. And when Deep Blues pushed again towards that side, they were too spread out. I believe it was the umbrella that was still in center where they needed it to be towards the left side, tossing torpedoes and doing all that jazz. The only two people on the left were the Pro and the Kenza Shot, and the Kenza Shot was moving back to fire missiles. Right, so it was kind of unfortunate that they weren't there at the front to actually defend. But it was like if they would have been able to defend it twice, I believe like the game obviously would have gone longer. And Overpower might have gotten another chance to get them down, to get Deep Blues down a wipe, and maybe get some more points on the field. Yeah, then we see that last push where Deep Blues actually got the wipe on Overpower, and that really just solidified the aggression that they were trying to put out the entire game. And it looks like Prod's going to be coming back on this one. Looking as serious as he always does. And Overpower, they're like I imagine going through their mind right now is thinking, how can we beat this? Like they're switching out teammates, which is another variable that we have to think about. But like they know the way that the other three players play. Taylor's going to be up there. Drace is going to be up there. Marsh pushing that objective as hard as he can. So if they can find a way to get them to work against that, like if they can maybe find a combination of weapons, combination of abilities. We'll see what happens. Honestly, I think the best thing for them would be for their backline to really focus on taking out Taylor and Dreas, because they've been the main driving force. And we'll see if they can actually do that on Clam Blitz Muscle Forge Fitness. So, opinions on Clam Blitz for you, really quick. All right, and so we're seeing Prod actually go with the Ink Brush. Ink Brush being prominent now. Ever since that, did you catch that Japanese tournament where
I did not.
That Brush player beat the GG boys? No way. Yeah, it was the baseball sponsored one, but here we go. Prod using it. He's been very prominent with it, and a lot of Clams games that they've played. You see as he's going in there into their base already, taking out the bucket. Oh my goodness. He's got plenty of jumps there. Like, he's got plenty of spacer to work with, and his teammates, as long as they can get enough clams, they can jump to him freely. Yeah, that's the only thing now is that Prod's just kind of waiting for things to happen because he needs those clams to get into the basket. But like, the Ink Brush I don't think has been played enough in this game to where people know how to defend against it correctly. Like, because I've gone up against a lot of people playing Brush, and a lot of times, they're really annoying, but people don't know how to respond to it. No, they really don't, because you don't see it very often anymore. Exactly. It's almost like running into a really, really good GooTuber or a really, really good Squiffer in the lobby. It's just like, oh, they're killing me, and I just don't know what to do because I don't play against them, Exactly. That's the. All right, and then we see Marsh going in there with a hammer. Getting taken down by that Booyah Bomb. Overpower does go 3 down, though. Oh, and Taylor unfortunately gets taken out by the flank. Prod's there waiting. He might be able to get this ball in, and he's able to get it. We got the jump coming in. Unfortunately, gets taken out. That was really, really good on Nicolo's part. I believe was the one that flanked around and took out Taylor from the back. Taylor right now, I believe, is the one that's playing. I missed what he was playing at the beginning. He's either the K-Shot or the K-Pro. He's been playing prominent on both. But I know that for sure that the Mini. Oh, I'm reading the wrong time. Yeah, you're reading the wrong teams, actually. Why aren't you correcting me, Minato? I made the same mistake. That's why. Taylor is actually on the dualies. Yeah, those custom dualie sculptures, which is really interesting because it's a much longer range weapon than we see him play normally. Yeah, he's been playing them a lot more recently. It's a lot more of a supportive role, but he's still able to apply them aggressively if he's able to get in there, especially with the Splat bomb and like the range that it has.
Yeah, it looks like
and
they're building that push, trying to get right up in their faces to get those jumps in for the footballs.
And
but for some reason, I think Taylor got taken out.
I believe they got taken out in mid, and the ball unfortunately went down for Deep Blues, so they weren't able to jump in. But Prod still being over there, still being the annoying brush. Derek and Nicolo going to be able to meet him. I think he'll be able to get out in time with the run speed of the brush. Nicolo setting up for another flank again. It looks like Marsh saw him this time. Looks like they'll be able to defend. Oh, Prod taking out one.
Prod just saying
get two?
No to Nico.
And the heavy
falling off that map, unfortunately. But it's okay because now he's right in their spawn trying to stop that push from Prod. But they popped the ball. You never pop the ball.
Never pop the ball. That's not what you want to do. And right now, Andreas is trying to get in through the mid. Unfortunately, Deep Blues gets wiped there.
That was a really good stop on the part of Overpower. It's been a much less lopsided match than the other two that we saw.
Yeah,
hopefully we can see a push right now.
We're going to see a push. We're going to see what they can put in there. They got some there are some clams around the basket. If Jam could get in there, they got one. Oh, he needs
Nico's
one more.
the only one, but he couldn't
by
win that
one.
engagement. Dang.
By one. Oh, that's very unfortunate. But it means that the score is a lot more even. If they are able to get another push on Deep Blues, they might be able to get the lead.
You can tell that Overpower is fighting for their lives right now because this is a very different dynamic than what we saw earlier.
The meanie and the dualies right there, able to meet Derek. Marsh on that meanie, of course, practicing with that hammer all over the place. Have you ever gone against Marsh's hammer?
Yes, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
It's way too good with that thing.
Dude, it's ridiculous. But right now we see Dreas at the front lines, pushing back on that pro. Gets the pick on the pro. JM setting up on the greats. It looks like...
JM having a really good opportunity to pick some people off in his trench, but unfortunately
it looks like Deep Blues is going to opt to go towards the right side. They had one baller. They're going to have another baller. Will they pop Prod? They're not going to pop him this time, but Prod
they got
still
pushed back anyway.
And Marsh, as we're talking about the hammer, he gets two there. Dreas jumps in with another super clam. They have two clams right there if they're able to get him. Unfortunately, they pop. Marsh sees him a little bit too late.
But it's okay because Overpower is still wiped, so Deep Blues has the opportunity of a lifetime to just score as many points as they can.
And again, we see Dreas up there just causing havoc in their base. As long as he was up there, they have a hard time coming out. They would need to focus on throwing subs. They need to get 2v1s in there to get him out. And right now, this is going to be the last push that we can see from Overpower. Let's see how they handle it. Deep Blues is one down for the brush. We got the Booyah Bomb going in. That's the only special that they currently have,
looks like they're splitting up, which is really not what they want to be doing. They want to be going in all together.
They have a ball already. Unfortunately, they're two down. He gets
that gets the timer going, but with one person up left, I don't think they'll be able to get much more off of it.
I think that might just be game with JM in center being rushed down by two people and the jumpers getting taken out. Yeah. That is the game, folks. Deep Blues taking their set against Overpower.
That was a very exciting game, a really good showing from Overpower throughout that game, but in the end, unfortunately, Deep Blues just managed to get that opportunity to get a huge push in to solidify their victory.
Deep Blues showing their strengths, showing that they've been here long, showing that they got the coordination.
Oh, God, yeah. Their pushes were crazy. The amount of times that they got Marsh going in with Prod, both having their specials active, that was textbook how you play Clam Blitz.
Man, I think the biggest thing you could take from that game is that I don't believe – so, Deep Blues, they switched weapons almost every game that we played in that set. And – they were still able to have all the coordination, all the skill, everything. They've played this game so much, they know everything. They know all their weapons, so they're good to go.
Yeah, and this we'll be seeing right now, I think, that point in the game where I think things just kind of got skewed in the favor of Deep Blues. They started taking control in mid, and then from there.
Yeah, here we go. Here we see the push being set up by Prod and Marsh being behind them. He goes in there with the baller.
And
Marsh following
right
behind with a hammer. And right here, Marsh is able to turn the corner, and he picks off two people over there, Nicolo and Derek.
Just terrifying.
Yep. And Marsh currently wasn't there. I mean, not Marsh. Dreas currently wasn't there, but I believe he super jumps in and just holds it down. Yep, he's super jumping with the super clam right now. Then he just gets right there underneath their drops. And he's just able to freaking hold it down.
And at that point, Overpower is on the respawn. Marsh and Dreas are just not letting them go anywhere while Taylor and Prod search for more clamps to just really get abuse that push that they got.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised that Dreas was not able to get Sagging Ho there. It was really that would have just been GG at that point, because that made it 2v1 against Dreas with the pro and the K shot, and so they were able to take him out and they were able to get back to their base. But the final push that they had, they were fortunately shut down right there with all the people being shooting at them.
Yeah,
a baller
at that point they
being
were
called
just
out.
jumping in desperation, right? And so they just all swarmed to the middle to kind of catch them and eliminate them.
Good
Unfortunate thought on the part of Overpower, but really, really interesting last game.
Yeah, good sets overall.